Welcome back to Mac Talks Football. It's match day 7 in the FIFA World Cup 2026 and another day with four matches. They are coming really, are fast and are quick, and we just have to keep up with it. A great night of football last night, and of course, all the big superstars performing. Mbappe, Haaland, Messi scoring a hat trick, and now today again, you have another set of superstars who are gonna play today's game. The first, of course, is Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo versus DR Congo. You have England versus Croatia. I think that's going to be a really good game. You have Ghana versus Panama, and of course, the last game it is Uzbekistan versus Colombia. So four interesting games, and I'm here to preview the games and make my predictions. So let's I get started. The first game it is Portugal versus DR Congo. On paper, Portugal should win this game quite easily. It is basically the same as Argentina versus Algeria, and Argentina ended up winning that game quite convincingly. And of course, Messi ended up doing what he does best. So in a way, the gauntlet has been thrown by Messi towards Ronaldo. That I did my part. I scored a wonderful hat trick. Now let's see what you can do. I think it will be a very easy game. No disrespect to DR Congo. I think they are not going to cause that much problem to Portugal. I think they are going to be a bit more physical as compared to other African teams, and I think Portugal may have to suffer a bit physically. But apart from that, I don't really think in terms of the players that Portugal have and DR Congo have, I don't think there should be any problem for Portugal. The main question is going to be how Cristiano Ronaldo performs. The spotlight was already going to be on him quite a lot, and now it is going to be even more after Messi's performance. So it will be interesting to see how he reacts and responds, and whether he can perform at the big stage this time around or not. But I think even if he doesn't perform, I still feel Portugal are going to win it quite comfortably, and I think it's going to be an easy win for them. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Portugal against a DR Congo. Up next, it's England versus Croatia, and it's the first step towards getting football home. It will be a tough game for England. I don't think Croatia are at the same level as 4 years ago or even 8 years ago as well. But they still have really good players in their squad, and they know that this is one of in their group. This is the toughest game for them, and they know if they're somehow defeat England or they are able to get something out of this game, the pressure is going to be the pressure on England, which is already so much. It's huge pressure on England already. If they get something from this game, the pressure is going to increase on them, and that can really affect them for the group, and that can really help Croatia as well. I expect it to be a very tight game. Thomas Tuchel has already been quite, criticized quite a lot for the score that he took and how they performed in the friendlies and whatnot. And the English media is really, really ready to see what Thomas Tuchel is going to do. It is a highly anticipated game because of how they are going to play and the score that he had. I'm really looking forward to it. I personally feel that the score that he has taken is quite good enough, and I feel they are going to get over the line. I don't think it's going to be an enjoyable game. I will say that I don't think you are going to be entertained in that game. I think it is going to be quite a boring game, if I'm being very honest with you. I think Croatia are not going to try to outplay England. I think, and they are going to be quite reserved. And I think England themselves, they are going to have a majority of the ball, and I think they are going to try to break down Croatia. And I think it's going to be a tough thing for them to do. But I think in the end, they are going to be able to do. I would not be surprised if this game ends up being a nil-nil draw. I'll be very honest. I think this game has the potential to give us that type of a result, and it could be a very, very boring draw. But I just have a feeling, with Harry Kane up front and the players that they have in Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, and so many of great players that England have, that just maybe there's somehow some way they are going to sneak a win here. And again, I think it's going to be a very hard fought win. I'm going for a 1-0 win for England. The next game it is Ghana versus Panama. This is a tough one to call. I'll be very honest with you. I don't really know that much about the Panama players, but again, this is why the World Cup is really interesting. It is really fun because of the unknowns that are coming to the tournament. Ghana, they have good players, and you would expect Ghana to win this game. They are a good team from Africa. They have players who play in European leagues as well, and Panama are one of those teams that have really come into the World Cup as a surprise package, and they can just like what Cabo Verde did against Spain, they can shock everybody and get something out of this game. And I don't think there's going to be that much of a problem in this game for Ghana as well. I expect very quite an open game. That's I'm very sure about it. I don't think Panama are going to just sit back and try to absorb the pressure and let Ghana have the ball. They're not going to do that. We have not seen any a Central American team or a Caribbean team do that. They come out, they try to play their football. They are going to attack it. It doesn't matter whether they win, they lose, or draw. They are going to play their attacking football, and I think that's a really good thing. And I think that's their strength, and I think they should follow that. And I think that's what's going to happen. And Ghana themselves, they are going to go ahead and attack Panama as well. And that's why I'm expecting quite an open game, and I'm expecting goals in this game. But in the end, I think Ghana just have enough, in their squad to overpower Panama in that game. There could be a surprise, there could be a shock. You never know. It's a World Cup, and so much of it has already happened. But overall, I feel like Ghana just have that much enough for them, and I think they are going to get the job done. Because as I said, I expect Panama to score a goal here. I just feel like it. But in the end, I think Ghana are going to win. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Ghana. And the last game is of match day 7 is Colombia versus Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan are an unknown entity. Again, they are going to play against a Colombia team, which has what's the word I'm going to use? They have some good, really good players who are playing in European leagues. Sorry about that. They have some really good players who are playing in the European leagues, but at the same time, they are players who are not performing to the level that you would expect from them. So it is going to be really interesting how they cope up against an Uzbekistan team, who are, again, most of them are really unknown. They play most of them play in in Asian sides, so you don't really know what they are going to come up. But again, they are this unknown factor is really interesting and really crazy, because you don't know how they are going to perform. They defensively, they are very solid. They are an experienced side in defense, so I think it's going to be very hard for Colombia to break them down, and I think they are going to make it a real tough. Uzbekistan are going to, I think, sit back. I think that's what's going to be their style of play. I think that's what's going to be their game plan. They are going to sit back. They are going to make sure that Colombia suffer. They are going to make sure that they traumatize Colombia. They're going to be very happy to let Colombia have the ball, but they are going to make their life hell to make sure that they break them down and somehow score a goal. I think it's going to be very hard for Colombia to score past them. Of course, the type of players that Colombia have, they can score in an instant, and out of 30 yards they can score a great goal. And Uzbekistan's all the plans are going to go down the drain. I expect something like that to happen. I think it is going to happen. If a goal is scored, I feel like something like that is going to happen. A counter attack or a spectacular individual moment. But apart from that, I don't think that many goals are going to be scored in this game. So I am going for a 0-0 draw between Colombia and Uzbekistan. So that is it. These are my predictions. I am going for a 2-0 win for Portugal against DR Congo, a very hard fought 1-0 win for England against Croatia, a 2-1 win for Ghana against Panama, and a 0-0 draw between Colombia and Uzbekistan. This is a prediction table on the screen below of the results of all the predictions that I have made and the points that I have gathered. I'm doing not that good and not bad. I'm doing average at the moment. Let's hope today's predictions are better and my points can increase as well. You guys can play along with me. Make your predictions in the comment section, and we'll see what happens at the end of the day. That's what me in this video. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.